I'm Dr. Robert Oken. I'm the author of Silent Voices, People with Mental Disorders on the Street. I'd like to talk about one person in particular. Jeff was about 40 when I met him. He grew up with a mother who was often psychotic, violent, and in and out of mental hospitals. On one occasion, she attempted to actually murder his father with a butcher knife. He was always scared that she would come into his room at night and kill him while he was sleeping. He was often truant from school, but was able to get a job when he graduated, a job as a garbage collector, which he loved and which was the source of tremendous pride to him. I remember him saying to me once, "You couldn't find a gum wrapper on the ground when I got finished collecting the trash." But he soon lost the job when a small amount of pot was found on routine testing of his urine. He became very depressed, began taking drugs to ease his suffering, became addicted to heroin, and soon lost all of his finances, his apartment, and his fiancée. For the next 10 years, he lived on the street, slept over a heating grate, and was depressed and addicted to drugs, shoplifting to support his habit. In this state, he began to lose his teeth, largely due to the grime of the streets, poor dental care, miserable diet, and the drying effect of certain street drugs. Having no teeth was something that was an enduring source of shame to him. Eventually, another tooth became abscessed and wouldn't heal even with antibiotics. He explained to me why. Too much stress, too much exposure, too many heroin injections. The tooth infection eventually traveled to his heart, and he needed 133 days of hospitalization at a cost of well over $200,000. His teeth, or their absence in his mouth, was a source of tremendous shame, as I said, and he rarely smiled, so no one could see that he was toothless. It was during his hospitalization that he was approached by a case manager who saw him daily over the course of a year. She was able to help get him housing, which set the stage for his recovery. I met him at this time in his life. I had breakfast with him once a month for over a year and got to know him quite well. He loved cats, so I took him to an animal shelter where he took home a little kitten. I have to say, I nearly took home the kitten. It was at this point that he gave up drugs, saying he couldn't take care of the kitten while drugs were eating up his life. His relationship with his case manager was crucial to his decision, for she had been encouraging him to stop using. The fact that her caseload was reasonable and gave her the chance to see him every day for a year was crucial, for it enabled him to develop a human relationship with her that gave him the strength to turn his life around. Jeff began volunteering at an animal shelter and was able to get a part-time job. He also found something to live for. In his case, a kitten. He was able to give up his drug use and ultimately find a job.